G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. So in this video we are going to cover the latest Prime battle to come to DBZ Dokkan Battle Global. This is for the Prime LR for Babidi and Buu Good, even though he's technically evil at this time, but I guess that's just what they call Fat Buu without calling him fat. And yeah, it follows the same pattern as every other Prime battle. So first stage, unit, second stage, medals to awaken him to TUR, and the final stage for the LR medals. There's currently no category boost, those only come out when obviously the Prime battle campaign happens. But I highly suggest that you guys farm this unit now as much as you can, because obviously you want the unit awakened to LR before the Prime Battle campaign happens, so that you can get the extra stones and the extra Kais from it. So I definitely suggest farming this unit. Obviously this event will be out for a while now, which makes it quite good, and then eventually it will be pretty good, obviously benefiting from the LR campaign. So it follows the same set of rules as every other Prime battle. We can only use units that are farmed from stages. We can't use units that are bought with currency either, so things like the Giddy Force and all of that are going to be out of vogue, unfortunately. In terms of the best unit to take for this, I would suggest taking pretty much any, well obviously you could take the LR Freezer, because he's a strength card, but I would definitely that you take this full power Kaioken Goku as the lead. He's Pure Saiyan's lead, and Pure Saiyan's has quite a few strength cards that you can take, obviously which are suitable, because remember you're going to be facing a physical Babidi and Kid Buu and all of that. And obviously, yeah, Pure Saiyan's has quite a few good, decent free-to-play options. You've got like the strength Bardock, you've got the strength Vegeta and Trunks card, you've got the agility Bardock that you can pair with them, you've got the whole team Bardock members that you can run with them. I'm gonna kind of do like a hybrid kind of cross team, just to see how a couple units perform, basically. Like this Tech Tora, and obviously the Int Goku, the Yardrak Goku, and yeah, we're just gonna see how they perform. I don't think we should have any problems. I don't think you'll have any problems as long as you focus on using a 77% free-to-play lead, like a Goku or a Lord Slug, and you fit everyone under the category, and just don't bring a lot of int units. I know I say that, bringing in int unit, but he can evade in first turn as long as he's attacker, and I just want to bring him to test how much the damage is on an int unit. But yeah, basically, as long as you don't bring a lot of int units, you should be fine. You can, if you have the legendary Goku, or you have the legendary Frieza, obviously you can use them as leads. I highly suggest it. They're one of the better free-to-play leads, with being 90% super and 70% extreme, or vice versa. And obviously Frieza has type advantage against the physical Babidi, which obviously does help as well. But Goku does also gain the ki from facing Babidi, because Babidi is an extreme unit. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So far we don't have any problems with the stage, so I don't foresee it being anything too difficult. If you've been doing the Krillin LR Prime battle, this is just as hard as that. So any team you're using for the Krillin farm, you can immediately just transition over and use it here for the Babidi and Buu farm, because it's essentially the same thing, just an extreme type. So obviously try and bring a few more super type cards if possible. But beyond that, really not a problem. Really not a problem at all. The first stage went by swimmingly. We didn't get a copy of Babidi, so not having a boost is going to make things a little bit slower, obviously, than people who've been probably doing the Krillin Prime Battle campaign. But yeah, that's just how it works. Without the boost, these events do take a little bit longer, quite a bit longer, substantially so. But that's why it's a grind, and that's why you gain extra rewards for having them allowed before the LR campaign starts. So yeah, for people who are watching this at any point in time, Prime Battles always have a Prime Battle campaign. That campaign usually rewards people who have the card as an LR, not maxed, but as an LR, before the campaign starts. It's usually around 10 stones, 2 time medals, and it's I think 3 cars or 4 cars, maybe even 5 cars, but there's a certain amount of elder cars you get as well. So it's basically just a bonus for saying congratulations on grinding hard before we instituted the category bonus. We're going to be trying out the freezer here, just because we might as well just test it out, and you know, he insta-killed them. So yeah, really so far there's been no problems whatsoever. I don't foresee there being any problems either. Like I said, if you've been farming the Krillin or any other prime battle, any team that you've used for those prime battles will be more than suitable to take out this prime battle. They don't really make the prime battle events that much harder, because obviously the restriction is still quite intense in only having free-to-play units. Yes, those free-to-play units are starting to get really good, like the easy A's to Goku and Frieza, but I don't think it's their goal to make these prime battle LRs more difficult to grind. I don't think they want you to be able to fail it. I think the entire point is that it's just long, rather than it being super difficult each time. I mean, could you imagine farming 777 LR medals and each time you have to actively play like incredibly good, like moving units to different slots, making sure that you're getting certain super attacks, bringing certain units, or like getting lucky, or you know, hoping for evasion. Like that just wouldn't work. People would very quickly get over the whole ground. So yeah, definitely not too hard, but like I said, probably avoid bringing in units, and that's probably all you really need to do. And try and run under a 77% lead if possible. That will still be your best bet, because that means you're at least going to be able to run the units under a decent-ish lead. And obviously if you have Goku or you have Frieza, you're welcome to run them as well. So yeah, but also just to take note, it does look like Babidi and Buu can be stunned and silenced the entire way through. We'll see on the 3rd stage of this fight, but in the first 2 fights, both stages, they've always been able to be stunned and sealed, which is good. Obviously if you are struggling, you can bring maybe a stunner or a sealer or something, just to help yourself, prevent yourself from taking a whole bunch of damage or anything like that. So yeah, that will be at least some kind of strategy that you can bring if you do still struggle with prime battles, if your free-to-play cards are just not there yet, or you're still struggling. And then yeah, okay, so you can see there Int Goku does take 30k, which is obviously quite a bit with our lower health pool, but that's probably worst case scenario. I mean, that's literally an Int unit getting hit by a physical unit in this stage, who doesn't have an easy A or anything. His defensive stats not the great, and he relies a lot on his evasion in first slot. So yeah, definitely probably worst case scenario that, which is fine. I think that just proves that you can pretty much do anything as long as everyone fits under the lead. And like I said, if you bring your team from Krillin, you shouldn't have too many problems. We'll just have Bardock. Bardock does some great damage, definitely suggest bringing him. And then we'll have Sagesh, who will stun him anyway. So yeah, they can be stunned still, they can be sealed still, even in this final fight. So yeah, realistically you shouldn't have any problems. If you don't have any of these units, you can always watch my Team Bardock videos, or my Ginyu Force videos, or any of the free-to-play events. I also suggested a couple that are currently up, so you're more than welcome to also farm from those as well, and that should help you out. But there we go, so that is all 3 stages for the Buu and Babidi. Nothing too untoward, they don't seem to take too long, so it's just going to be your stock standard prime battle grind, which will be a bit painful, but hey, at least you know, we can get it done and we have full control. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly run a boost on stage 1, just to see if we can get a copy of Babidi as quickly as possible. Just so we can take a look at the card and see some of the card art.